What up, y'all? It's Triple N King here with another video from Myron Preach. So we got a HodgeTwins video that they are mixed, but okay, let me go into it. So with the HodgeTwins, I've seen two videos. I think it was one is a disaster, then one was about dating. You know, that time the Cheesecake Factory chick. Yeah, that time that's the only video. But I didn't really know about them. And it turned out, yeah, they make a lot of videos about black fatigue or black people this, black people that. And they're not very diverse. They don't cover Pakistan, Indians, or like other types of people, white people. They don't cover, or natives. They don't really talk about the Native Americans there, do they? It's quite sad. Should I invest in that, chat? Maybe I should. But yeah, anyway, we have Evan Preach video. The HodgeTwins are... Give it a minute. HodgeTwins reminded that they're black, I guess. They need to be reminded.
To be honest, I don't want to live in the United States of America if it's not majority white.
Hey Arval, I know your community is whites only, but could you make exceptions for us two Negroes? We're not even full sub-Saharan. We are over 40% white. And Arval says this: God bless the HodgeTwins. But no.
Yeah, what do you thought was about that?
Yeah, this video comes from O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Now the HodgeTwins started off on YouTube doing, in my honest opinion, bodybuilding and satire, and they built a really big fan base. They sold out.
can see
and how did they sell out? Well, they started making conservative media content. This is a lot of their content. Look at this one. The black trans-genders are always the worst. So basically what happens is the HodgeTwins went from a comedic duo to an anti-black conservative duo in order to make money once their comedic duo started going down.
Sorry about that. So you gotta realize that, oh, this comedic stuff ain't working, let's insult black people. Again, they do make other videos, but based on all these coverage, is based on now it's looking like they're just mainly focused on talking about black people in a negative light, you know, like Sneeko that one time. But then he got called out for it. Then he stopped doing that. So I guess now we're calling them out in a way. It's never gonna end, huh?
Now, if I'm being generous to the HodgeTwins, I don't think they would say they're anti-black. They'll probably say something like, "We just believe in accountability. We think there's issues, and we want to see the black community." That's what they would say. So
it just so happened that they were reacting to the Eric Arval video, and they were reacting to this new all-white town documentary, and they said something that was interesting.
To be honest, I don't want to live in the United States of America if it's not majority white. Once it becomes majority non-white, it's, man. So I understand the fear of white people want to live in a country that's majority non-white.
But they're not the only guys that talk like this.
America is a nation, not just from an economic standpoint, but we also have an identity too, a cultural identity. And I'll tell you guys this too. As someone who's a first-generation American, my family's from Sudan, etc., I should not be saying this stuff, but I'm going to be honest. A lot of these guys that come from the third world, to include my old homeland, come here and scam. And the reality is, if we want America to stay America, we got to keep it majority white. We got to keep it the way it was founded.
But there was a time where Myron, who was trying to defend white races, got into a battle with a guy, basically calling him a saying N-word.
But you're sitting behind a Anon account, can't even stand behind what the you're saying. You got the nerve to talk to me. When I got my real name out there, my real face out there, I'm live every day talking about actually contributing to the fight, and you got the gall to sit there and call me a stand you piece of... I hope you wake up and have the replay, and I hope I come on a space I can see your dumb and actually talk to you. This is the problem that we have in these spaces. We got these stupid, autistic that will sit there and say, well, you're not white, so you can't talk about this.
Myron, they're never gonna accept you. They're never. And it's worse, I hate these type of people because it's not just like a white thing, it's more like just, they're not. Let me not make it a race thing. A group of black golfers or people who play golf, right? They're not gonna accept me. It's not that I'm like, hey, fitty, how's it? No, it's just there's a different vibe. Okay? There are some that are cool, but usually old people. But usually people around my age, they are hard to talk to. They make it deliberately obvious that they don't want me there. They don't. Right? Old people, they don't care. Come, young blood. Whoa, it's a Salapan. Sit down. Let's talk, boy. Let me share my wisdom with you. Thank you for being here. You play golf? No? Okay, you can just watch. But the young ones, they make it obvious. 20s, 30s, early 40s, around there, early 40s. They make it obvious they don't want you there. I don't know, many reasons. They don't have power, or they aspire to be this level. I'm here. I shouldn't be there where they are. It's just disappointing to see. I'm like, really? And sometimes it's not like they're praising the white people. They just expect me to be here while they're there, They want me to stay here where I belong, I'm like, bro, I paid membership just like you.
And it's like, okay, Reed, you want to go ahead and have this fight by yourself where no one's going to take you seriously because they're going to just think you're a kid member? That's the problem.
Because they think you're the Triple K a member. Didn't you put on a hood and do their salute, you fucking goofy ass loser? Wasn't that him?
Going on a platform
He was.
that is white extremists and calling them autistic because they're not inclusive. It's crazy.
It is. That is actually crazy. Good point.
It's like you're at McDonald's wondering why it smells like fries. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The people.
It's like you're at KFC wondering why it smells like chicken. You're like at Fisher Ways. Why? And you're wondering why it smells like fish. You're a Spur, wondering why it smells like beef. It's gonna smell like beef, bro. If they're extremists, then they're extremists. If they're black extremists, then they don't want white people, Indians, or anybody there. Okay? And even then, they don't want like a certain ethnicity. They don't want Vendas, Sutus. They just want maybe Zulus. You don't, bruh. Really?
That are allowing you in these spaces and letting you talk are laughing in your back when your back is turned. They're like, look at this clown. Look at this.
You're being generous. Back.
Yes, I am.
They're back. They literally look.
They say it to your face, bro. They don't respect you as a human being. And again, let me do this right. Again, there are white people who will accept you, see you as neutral. I'm not saying they'll tolerize you. I'm not saying they'll want you around, but they can just be like, there's a guy there in the store, I'm here in the store. We don't bother each other, okay? We have a mutual respect for each other. Mutual, whatever, right? And then there's people who, respectfully, like social respect, Either it's earned or maybe they learn that I did something, then they come and praise. Those ones are the best type. There are people who want a certain community, It doesn't matter what race or ethnicity they are. And sometimes it doesn't matter their views, Sometimes they're just cool together, you know what I'm saying? And you are just going for the complete opposite of that. I don't feel bad for you, Myron. I really don't.
Looked him in his eyes and says, at the end of the day, you're still an N-word. You're a dirty...
One person said that.
No.
Sand.
No. There was a whole spaces where they were saying that about him. Some of them challenged me to fight, say, listen, we don't want you here.
Myron, you were in my space the other day, and I said, you're doing a great job calling these Jews, but, if we take this country back, we want it for white folks, and would you go home? And you said, I was born here, and I'm not going anywhere. And this is where I think the problem is with working with non-whites, is that once you think you help us, that you're just going to stay in our country. Why do you Browns think you could stay in my country?
Hell, Nick Fuentes, who he's very good friends with, his politics are that whites should be the majority people in power.
Yeah.
It is really this
In
simple.
power.
We need white men in charge of everything again. That's it.
Hey,
Yeah, the thing is, your population isn't helping that. Your population or your politics ain't helping even your own people. That's the issue here. That's why y'all are losing power, because your own politics ain't serving your own people. If you go to Japan, their own politics serves their own people, even though they're foreigners. China as well. What else? Russia, yes, Russia. But I don't know too much about Russia. But all I know is they're majority white, so their politics there, it's law, or it's concrete. It's gonna be there for years, even to a point where it's a bit toxic. But hey, they still have it though.
Hey, help us now, but pack your bags and go back to Sudan, you dirty.
It's like the house ninja that thinks he's gonna get a position by staying in the house. It's like, no, they don't like you either.
Yeah.
And you know what's also funny? I'm one of the biggest advocates for white people being able to practice and say white power, be able to maintain their relationship with white women, etc. I'm actually one of the biggest proponents of white people being able to say, hey, I want to keep my race white. I actually respect that, and I fight for their ability to say that. Then you get kids like this guy that come in and try to one of their biggest advocates that has a platform that's of the other color saying this stupid. Idiots like you make me realize, damn, I shouldn't even be defending these.
That's crazy.
Okay. We just gotta appreciate this. How like buck broken these guys are. Okay, but you understand, definitionally speaking, that means that they want to exterminate you or they want you out of their fucking country. I'm not gonna sit here and then do some kind of movement that's anti-Ethiopian and then be surprised when people with foreheads like mine get exterminated. You know, you're easy to spot. You made it clear what it's about. Shit, my shit's kind of shiny today too.
It's always shiny.
No, I put coconut oil today.
No, but usually you sweat a lot.
But their forehead is pretty big though. No, mine's not too bad. I might, if I get that hairstyle, you know, that typical Somalian hairstyle. They might think I'm one of them, but nah, my hair is very big. Like it's a specific. I don't know. Somalians have like a certain hair type, you know, where you're like, yeah, that's Somali. Mine is very thin, so you can tell this is some African guy, even though Somalians are also Africans, but let's not go there. But the point is, nah, I'm not. Maybe if I shave my head bald, they might believe I'm Somalian, and I get a little bit of the English accent, you know, they might believe that. But it doesn't work in this case. But the point is, if you like, it's like the typical movie, you know, trope or cliche, you know. You betray your own people to work with the villain. Then when the villain succeeds in wiping out a certain species or his enemies or the type of enemy or a tribe, then they wipe you out. And you're like, Master, why? I'm like, you're one of them. I said I hate all Jedis or the Sith, so you are a Sith. I will wipe you out as well, you know? Like, I won't be surprised watching a show and the guy who betrayed his own people gets wiped out, gets killed as well. I won't be surprised. I'm like, you're helping the guy who hates your own people, who has malicious intent towards your own people. What, will you think you're gonna live? You are not special, my guy. You're not.
Touche.
But I mean, it was summer and now it's fall, so
I still sweat. It don't matter what season it is.
This is where the Hodge twins get their Negro wake-up call. So the Hodge twins go on to Twitter, and then they put this message.
And they even gained weight.
Hey, Arval, I know your community is whites only, but could you make exceptions for us two Negroes? We're not even full sub-Saharan. We are over 40% white. And Arval says this. God bless the Hodge twins. But no.
yeah, what do you thought was about that happen? You black too. What you thought? That it was. I don't even know how I got to explain this to people.
Yo.
You black.
Yo, I don't say this very often, but you're genuinely just, you're simping for white supremacy.
Yes.
The same way these motherfuckers are on their OnlyFans paying and losing all their bread to like
millions
touch your bathwater. They don't even want to let you into their hood.
We respect what you say because we say the same thing, but you're part of the things that we say and we stay against, so no.
Yeah, that was so fucking pathetic. We're 40% white.
Don't see it.
Also, actually, this is one question I want to ask. I want to ask, okay? For the white people watching, when you see guys like this, what does it feel like? I wonder what it feels like.
It feels so weird. It's like when you see white girls like saying, I want a black man. I want a big black man. And I'm there like, good for you. Don't come near me. I swear. Hey. No, I'm like, no. It doesn't. I feel like they don't like me for me. They just like me because I'm black. I'm like, when I see niggas like this, look, me, I like dark skins my top tier, my number one is dark skins. After that, Asians and maybe Caucasians. And then maybe my sixth place is caramels. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm not gonna worship dark skins like my queen, you know? It's just a preference. You know, if a yellow bone or a light skinned chick came and she's cool, and I don't care, even though I don't really go for light skins, but if she cool, you know? But the point is, I don't fetishize it. That's the point.
Them, when they see dudes who are this buck broken worshiping their whiteness. If I was white, I'd be like, probably putting on some sunscreen and be like, yeah, we are superior. It's like RPGs, you know, when you get your racial traits, you guys need sunscreen, we need bulletproof vests. Hey, it's actually...
I was laughing. Now you made me more happy, Albert, when you bring up Elder Scrolls reference. Oh, those elves. Those beard elves.
Actually so impressive because even though you did this disgusting ass shit, right? Guess what? Most of the black communities will still take you in.
Black.
Fucking pathetic.
40% white is black.
Still black though.
Let's keep going.
I know.
You're black. Myron's black. If they're building an all-white community, they don't want you there. Myron knows it. HodgeTwins knows it. The HodgeTwins, they're getting paid from it. Myron's not even getting paid from it. But anything to be closer to White Zaddy. Closer to White Zaddy. If you don't want...
White Daddy?
White Zaddy. Crazy. I don't have a problem with black conservatism. But be principled and have a logical worldview that includes your existence in it. That's the bare minimum. That's like white people who spend all their day saying there should be no white people. I don't respect them either.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Fucking stupid. The worst part is like...
Yeah, they're just self-hating. They're just sad. I'm like, go to therapy or just go off online for a while.
Motherfuckers are disgusting enough to birth kids into a world, and if they get their way, their kids are going to be the ones who suffer the most. How can I respect that?
HodgeTwins are demons, bro. They have millions of followers. They've been on YouTube and they've been on social media for over 10 years, and they built their platform basically by bashing black people, and they decided to use their platform to attack a 17-year-old, a young man, not even an adult yet.
Well, okay. Oh my God, I can't believe these guys are making me do this. They're using their platform to attack a black kid. Yes, who's alleged to have murdered somebody in cold blood.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bit of context missing there. I'm sorry, I'm not going to exactly feel bad for a 17-year-old who's rocking around the school with a knife. There's an angle for something, there's a legal case that has to unfold, fine. But making him this like super sympathetic, oh, he's just a 17...
No.
It's not just that.
To be honest, I don't want to live in in the United States of America if it's not majority white.
If you take a second and you step back, if these idiots who profess conservative values are really wanting a conservative country, they think it only happens if it remains majority white. First off, there's a huge segment of the white population that votes very liberally.
Oh.
2, immigrants, by and large, are more conservative than whites in terms of their values and their politics. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I tend to agree.
The reason why a lot of immigrants who are conservative still vote liberal is not because they love everything they say.
It's just because they want to be included.
But these guys are so buck broken. They're so obsessed with trying to appeal to whiteness that they'll just say the goofiest shit even if it means their own erasure. Are you stupid?
You're a second-class citizen in that space.
That's what they want. The benefit of being on YouTube and being consistent for the last 9 years is you get to observe the landscape change. You get to observe the trends, culture change, you see the content change. 2015, I was deep into stand-up comedy, doing the arts, and so I was going to a lot of events, and I was in a lot of left-leaning spaces. And at that time, there was a lot of weirdness around blackness in left-leaning spaces because of the way that they were patronizing, the way that they would belittle you with a lot of their, very soft-spoken racism, right? And when I spoke out about against this stuff, I got labeled a right-winger oftentimes. Never bothered me, because I knew in my heart of hearts, I don't look at black women and say bad things. I don't look at my nieces and nephews and don't go out of my way to make sure that they celebrate their blackness. I know my values, so I'm okay. But I did recognize that over time, after I did a lot of this repeated content, the kind of people that would be drawn to it would be people who would often say horrible things about black people in general. And
they're part of the black community, too. Hey, dude, I criticize the black community in my own country, but I'm not gonna freaking, I don't know, put it down over the other race. We have Asians, we have mixed, we have, I can't say it, but we call them Khalidiyya. We have Indians, we have Chinese, and whites obviously, but let me keep going here. Then a small population, Mexicans, Middle East, Pakistanis, you know, all my friends, you know, those people. I'm not gonna put down my own people to praise them. No. I'm criticizing. I want people to do better. That's the main reason for the criticism, not the insult. It's criticism, not insulting. Right? There are many things I love about my own people. It's the main reason I want to travel, not to go to big popular places. Cape Town, let's go to Cape Town. No, I want to go to Eastern Cape, Northern Cape. I know it's like a desert, but there's something out there. There's a town out there. I want to go see it. You know? Just those type of people, just say you hate yourself. Go to therapy, reflect, live life, bro. Stop. The white man ain't gonna save you. Maybe a white friend, but not the whole race will save you. You just gotta find the right friend, though.
Started looking at it very, very differently, because sometimes you cannot be part of a movement, but if you operate online in the same way that movement does, then you might as well just be another agent for them. You're a contributor. And I get it too, because online, I'll be honest with you guys, if you're on YouTube, you want to get the quickest paycheck, be a minority, talk shit about the minority, you'll get a right-wing audience like this. If you're even half funny and charismatic, you'll shoot up to millions very quickly.
Of course.
I've seen it with other creators where they are one way, then they start doing this kind of content. And what happens is that insidiously, very in the back of their minds, something starts creeping in where it's audience capture. You get this backlash from the audience, which is incredibly positive, which maybe with backlash doesn't work, but you get what I'm trying to say. And then you're constantly reaffirmed that you're correct, and that you're based, and that you're blah, blah, blah. And then you start redoing that content, and it gets bigger and bigger. By the time you know it, you're like captured by your audience. That's why a lot of these guys can't say anything bad about their side openly.
No.
Because the kind of feedback they get is so negative that they're almost pressured to do that. I'm incredibly proud when I put out a video and you guys disagree with me. And I don't take it down. And I don't feel bad. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll do another follow-up video and I'll admit it. But I will never be mad by the fact that I'm not beholden to you, the audience, when it comes to my values. These people will sell.
Yes, we're having a conversation, right? That we're discussing about issues. We're going through different perspectives. Okay, everyone's struggling. We're just trying to. There can be two things that can be true at the same time, right? We're trying to tackle one and tackle the other. You know, let's tackle the worst, and then we handle bad. The worst and bad. Let's try and do that. You know, let's have a discussion. Me, there's some content I had to stop making because some people in my comments, those videos I get so many comments. Usually, people who start YouTube, they lean into it, right? They lean into it. My friends haven't noticed it because they don't post diverse content. They just post, that's good, but it's not help. But the point is, when I saw that, I was like, no. I'm like, no, I got an anime video to react to. I'm not doing that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not going to reference the video because I deleted most of the comments on that video. I didn't take it down, but I didn't, no. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not that type of creator, okay? I'm trying to have a discussion here, you know?
Their soul, they'll sell their kids' future, they'll sell anything because the feedback loop they get for being different is too strong. And the last thing I'll say is, a lot of these people who do this kind of content, you'll notice a very particular trend. You know, black people when I was growing up treated me badly. Black women rejected me. It's a lot of that stuff. And I personally, this is my own theory, a lot of these guys had negative experiences with black people growing up. And so they go into adulthood and they carry that on. And when it starts to come into their content, it seeps in. And then they get positive reinforcement. And like, damn.
Me too, but you don't see me out here hating my own people. Even people from my own province. I don't hate them. Even from my hometown. They've grown out of it. They were kids, right? Okay, my family doesn't know, so I hope my family isn't watching this video. So in grade 2, I had a comic, right? That my family didn't know I owned. I only gave it to my friend so he can take it home, right? There were kids in grade 6 and 7 who found that book and burned it in the field. First of all, back then when watching anime was bad, embarrassing. He's watching anime, back then, and I spoke English. I had my English was chowder. That's how my voice was back then. I imitated chowder, right? Imagine the kind of bullying that comes from that type of English, right? Then 3, I was very terrible with girls. Social cues, terrible. So mixed girls and social cues, yeah, that's a bad combination. I got rejected in front of girls, in front of their friends. Thought I had a girl, but she's like, oh no, you were a friend. I thought, you know what I'm saying? And I had to just keep moving on. I can't hate my whole race for that. That was just people. It was people and me. I'm bad. I was bad at social cues. I'm still bad with some of them. I'm trying to improve here. And those girls, they didn't find me attractive. If they did, they would have gave me a chance like that if they found me attractive, It is what it is. We move on. We just keep moving forward in the words of Walt Disney. But, no. Even though it's a cartoon, in the words of William's dad. Him. Keep moving forward. That's all we do. That's all we can. Keep moving forward. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes. Keep it pushing.
This is the first time that I can openly say this shit about the people who hurt me when I was a kid and feel rewarded. But you only have that experience because generally you're going to be around black people. So it's natural that they're the ones that are going to go after you or make fun of you. I have friends who grew up around only white people, black friends, and they got made fun of. They heard racist comments from them. I had other friends who grew up only around Asians, and they got it from those folks as well. People often look towards the race of the person hurting them, not recognizing, like, bro, if you're in a community, that's why black on black or white on white crime or Asian on Asian is always the highest percentage. It's not because you get targeted because you're Asian or you get targeted because you're white.
No.
You're around other people who look like you. And you never say anything positive. None of the progress, you don't talk about it. It's only negative. To me, that's some of the lowest form of content.
That's what I have a problem with, though. It's just because, I went through the same things as them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Talk that shit.
Black people made fun of me. Oh, that's that corny dude in high school that was there.
Yeah.
They was like, oh, that's the corny dude. Black man was making fun of me because I was either dancing with girls. Oh, that's gay. I've been called that name for a long ass time, and that's why I don't care about it right now. You know what I mean? Black women, the same thing. I was too corny for them. I was not that but I was made fun of by white people too, and depending of what circumstances, I had some racist stuff from the white folks. I had the corny stuff, and they're like, I was too white for the black and too black for the white. So I was in between thing. But later on, Ross and stuff used to happen to me, and I was like, well, they're all like that, and that was that person.
Yeah.
And there are some other people like him, but it's not everybody that's like that.
Yep.
Same thing with black people. Same thing with anything, basically. I was not putting everybody in the same box because one thing out of that group happened to me. That's why I got an issue with it. I'm like, yo, you got to think more than that. I'm in the same position as them. I was not the gangster guy. I was not. I was polite, nice. Raised well by 2 parents and stuff, so I was not the go-to guy that I didn't have
You didn't have the suede.
But my mama didn't want to buy me the suede.
Yeah, but you didn't have the suede.
You think it's a suede?
So you don't have the answer, suede?
That's you stupid.
You ain't got the answers, man.
It's just weird when I see it. I'm like, are you okay? Yeah. And because I went through the same thing as them, I'm like, it ain't that bad. Relax. Consult. I don't know. Do something.
Therapy.
This is just a video I saw, and it jumped out to me. And I'm seeing a lot more of these kinds of guys. And every time I see it, I just roll my eyes even harder. I'm like,
hey. God damn. It's just sad, man. Because at the end of the day, when you fall off, where are you now? Where are you now? Your white saviors are gone. And the white people will like you, and the white people could have liked you, don't like you because you were busy trying to go to those white people they don't like too. So who are you gonna come back? They're Mexicans. So they're just gonna go to the Mexican community. It is what it is. But yeah, discussions sometimes save most things, Like my country, Nelson Mandela. The reason why he won most of the people or the most of the other races over because he talked to them. Like when he was in prison, the thing that won the guards over was talking to them. Then the guards realized that this black guy is not a monster, is actually a human being. That's why guards were like always transferred out in and out the prison, you know? Like he didn't have the same guard every time. Because they knew if you leave the same